a great Thursday morning is here again, and we welcome you with all the love our hearts can give.
Definitely, and of course, it's a very important day. I mean, every day of the week is actually important. It's where we actually go out to perfect the week's set goals, right?
Yes, indeed. And it's not by chance that we are deliberately making it a very, very wonderful one with you. Hey, wake up with the energy that we bring every single morning just to see you guys win at whatever it is you want to put your hands to. That's what we're here for.
Someone's looking sharp in the kitchen. Hi, Mike.
Hey, come on, man. I love the vibes that Mazino and Danny are giving me this morning. Mazino is giving me this is some sharp. In fact, this is
reflective.
What level of reflective yet? But I like what you wear, Mazino. Lovely.
Yeah.
And then Danny's giving
Thank
me
you.
the Statue of Liberty vibes, man.
Statue of Nigerian Liberty, actually.
Okay, whichever one. I got it.
That's what it is.
I got joy.
Yes, of course, we're doing great. Thank you so much, Mike. And of course, I'm somewhere around the corner. She's getting her ready to wear ready. And that's what I'm wearing, by the way, just to mention, before I get crucified. And of course, yes, we promise to serve you pure entertainment, and that's what we do every single day, and we'll be doing definitely this morning. My name is Winfrey, Daniel Kohler.
And of course, my name is Mazino Appeal, a very excited Mazino Appeal, because I fit into this attire today after 2 years. The work must show. If nobody's going to tell me, I must tell it. Thank you. Thank you very much. In any case, make sure you guys are following us, watching us live, especially on Facebook, where you can do that, and at the tvcentertainment.tv, where you can stream the show live. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC if you want to send us in a message, because we love to read them. Also, make sure you download our app, right, on both Android and iOS stores. Definitely available for you. And of course, check us out on YouTube at TVC Entertainment for old episodes of the show. Yes, so I think I'm going to like him. That's grand. Welcome. Thursday is here, and of course, the women of Wake Up Nigeria looking stunning.
It is.
Hey, man, you've been looking really, really extra the past few days. I don't know. Are you doing this for me?
I like your shoes.
Thank you, darling.
So that's inside, yeah? Not there to raise it.
Now I'm raising it up.
It does do.
You need to see it out.
In any case, guys, so away from the Academy, the Oscars, they've come out with a very interesting decision. Oh, not decision. They're still in the middle of making a decision regarding the Will Smith performance. I'm talking about his slap. You had some information about it, Mike.
Oh, yeah, so on the day, so what we heard immediately after was that the governors, or the governing part of the whole academy of what now? They're just about 9,000 now. You understand? But then, so the decision makers were too far apart and couldn't form a quorum, in quote, to make a decision on giving him the award or not. But apparently he was told to leave.
Yes.
Because in their bylaws, violence is not allowed. So because there was not enough time, so they were not sure what to do, and then they had to give the award. Because for a number of comedians, from Jim Carrey to Ricky Gervais, to even one of the hosts, what's her name now, Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes was with Ellen, and she said it was, so she said she had to run to her trailer, and it happened when she came back and everybody was quiet. And she was like, what happened? So the point is that a lot of people they felt bad that he had to be given a standing ovation, which is overdue him, but due to the incident of that night.
So, due to that, the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Science has initiated disciplinary proceedings against actor Will Smith over the actions on Sunday. The Board of Governors yesterday initiated disciplinary proceedings, and they did say that it was inappropriate physical contact. They also noted that right after it happened, he was actually asked to leave the ceremony, but he refused.
And so why did they give it to him?
And then you still give it to him 20 minutes after a 10-minute break. So it kind of like is very confusing.
What I mean, withdraw it?
No, I don't
want them.
I don't want them to withdraw it. What I mean is that at least for the first punitive measure, he should not have
gone on stage. I believe that the award should still have been given to him, because I mean his talent and his performance was. Do you understand? But then again, of course, in absentia, he could have left immediately. They asked him to, and all of that. They would have let him go up stage as long as far as.
In fact, incidentally, Chris Rock has now made his first statement, and he said he's still processing it. This was at his first show, and he said he will talk about it later.
Well, he also refused to press charges, which is actually something.
Well, let's see how it goes. We'll let you guys know exactly how that's going to happen.
Yeah. Let's check out whether we feel like to check.
It's a lovely Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us on the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly. a giga. We begin this hour in Kaduna State, where the federal government says it will commence repairs on the damaged portion of the Abuja-Kaduna rail line immediately. Not just that, the federal government is also considering recruiting locals to security at black spot areas along the route. That, according to the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who earlier visited victims of the attack on Kaduna-bound train by terrorists. The minister said the office of the National Security Advisor will be consulted to ensure that those that will be recruited for the service are people of integrity. The hospitals he visited include the Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna, where 25 victims were said to have been admitted. Let's stay with that story, as the federal government has again confirmed the death of 8 persons, with 46 wounded and several others kidnapped. Now, earlier on Wednesday at the Federal Executive Council meeting led by President Muhammadu Buhari, a 1-minute silence was observed in honor of the victims of the terrorist attack on the train. President Buhari has now considered the military and security outfit to go after the terrorists, rescue all kidnapped passengers, and bring the terrorists to justice. The weekly virtual Federal Executive Council meeting started by 10 a.m. with the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, confirming the number of casualties. And still on the train attack, barely 2 days after, the Kaduna State Government has confirmed the details of the passengers on the Abuja-Kaduna train service AK9, which was attacked by terrorists on Monday. The manifest reveals that about 398 passengers bought tickets for the trip, but only 362 boarded the train through the recognized turnstile. The list does not include National Railway Corporation staff and security officials who were on board. Security agencies had earlier reported that 8 bodies were recovered and 26 persons were injured during the attacks. These counters earlier widely reported figure of 970 passengers being on the train. The confirmation of the casualties from multiple sources also nullifies erroneous reports that the trains were rescued and all the passengers unhurt. Authorities say investigations are still ongoing to ascertain the status of the passengers who were on board the train and remain unaccounted for. In the meantime, the Nigeria Governors Forum wants the appropriate authorities to immediately install all necessary safeguards to forestall future acts of banditry on rail tracks, roads, ports, and borders of the country. The forum describes the attack as a horrific act orchestrated by wicked merchants of death. It says security intelligence and the ability to act on intelligence gathered must be improved on. In a statement issued by the forum, its chairman, Kayode Fayemi, said if the intentions of the murderers is targeted at disrupting the peaceful coexistence of Nigerians, they will not succeed. The forum commended the bravery of security forces in curtailing the magnitude of havoc the attack was intended to visit on innocent travelers, and prayed that God grants those who lost their lives eternal peace and the injured speedy recovery. And just like the Nigeria's Governors Forum calling on authorities to immediately install all necessary measures to forestall future acts of banditry on rail tracks, Senator Shehu Sani is also calling on government to take the war to the camp of the terrorists and take them out. Senator Sani, who was live on news at 7 Wednesday, said the Kaduna-Niger-Abuja axis has become the operational base of the terrorists for a while now.
The trains that are being used from Kaduna to Abuja don't have the sensors that will alert the drivers that there is any object ahead of them. For many months, terrorists have been using their cattle. They have been heading them towards the red track, but they have been crushed by the trains. Now they decided to use the improvised explosive devices, which led to what had happened today. And that axis between Kaduna...
And time for some sports news. The Nigerian Football Federation has expressed shock and deep regrets over the death of Dr. Joseph Kabungo, who served as the doping control officer for Tuesday's second leg game of the World Cup qualifying playoffs between Nigeria and Ghana. Dr. Kabungo from Zambia reportedly suffered a cardiac arrest and slumped after the 1-1 draw, ending Nigeria's hopes of qualifying for the Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup. According to a statement issued on Wednesday by the Football Federation, Dr. Kabungo, who had gone to get a Ghanaian player for the mandatory doping test, was found gasping for breath near the team's dressing room and was quickly rushed to the hospital before he sadly passed away. The statement added that the tragic incident was witnessed by other CAF officials involved in the match who were clearing the air that Kabungo was not attacked by fans who were disappointed with the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the World Cup. These are the 5 teams who will fly Africa's flag at the Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup following the conclusion of qualifiers for the tournament. The Black Stars of Ghana makes a return to football's biggest competition after missing out from the last edition in Russia, and will be joined by fellow West Africans and current African champions, the Teranga Lions of Senegal. Now, Senegal edged out Egypt on penalties to book their place at the Mundial following a 1-1 score on aggregate after extra time. The Allies Lions of Morocco and the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia also qualified after knocking out DR Congo and Mali respectively. While in a dramatic twist, the indomitable Lions of Cameroon got a crucial away goal to see off Algeria for the final ticket from the African continent with a 2-1 win in Algiers. The draws for the tournament held on Friday in Doha, and the 8 seeded teams for the draws have been confirmed. But one will contain hosts Qatar alongside 5-time champions Brazil, current holders France, Belgium, England, Spain, Argentina and Portugal. The 2022 FIFA World Cup will hold later this year from the 21st of November to the 18th of December 2022. And that does it for us here on the news at this time. Thank you so much for your company. I'll be back on the other side of 8 with more stories. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to stick around here for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning.
You're welcome. It's time to check out what's making the headlines this morning as you wake up. Perhaps maybe take one of these dailies. What you'll find is what we're about to tell you. Now let's get started with the Nation newspaper for this morning, and the first big headline that hits you, a sad one. Train attack. Terrorists contact hostages' families. Sober mood at bank over MD's abduction. They used buses to take away victims, they say. That's the survivors. And it goes on, helicopters, drones to shadow trains. Governor's violent attacks threaten our capacity. And Katsina Commissioner loses finger. El Rufai, we are at war. At the top of the Nation newspaper, these headlines here. No room for failure, says APC chair at Adamu Azum's office. And bandits kill 23, abduct many in Kaduna village. Again, gunmen came in numbers, they say. And OAU students at Adidoyin, others have case to answer. Pupil dies, 15 injured in Ondo school bus fire. Page 2. Let's move on now to our very next newspaper for this morning, and that is the Daily Trust. First big headline here for the Daily Trust. Security forces failed to act despite intelligence on planned attack. How terrorist bandits collaborated to lay siege. NRC ignores request to cancel night ride over security concerns. And enough talk. And our endless morning, Imams, Christian Association of Nigeria tell Buhari, and abductors begin to contact family members. At the bottom of the Daily Trust, foreigners take over coastal trade in Nigeria, barge owners say, and how APC will retain power in 2023. Senator Adamu. 8 years after burial, 2 brothers exhumed dad's corpse for ritual in Kwara State. Sad. 20 villagers are fleeing from bandits drown in Niger River. That's from the Daily Trust. That will be all that we can take this morning. You might want to pick up other dailies and see what the headlines on there say. Give us a chat, send in a message, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We might just chat back at you. Do stay tuned. We have more coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
You remember?
Yay! Dan Brown.
Mike is very excited because he saw Angels and Demons yesterday, so he's been all about Dan Brown since.
Okay, you know, I've seen the movie like 4 times, but it's been a very long time. And yesterday I just stumbled on a cable channel.
Again, now that
And
you
I was just like serious, you know, like Goosebumps. I couldn't sit down to watch a movie. I was just more basic.
So you had lights?
But hey, go. Yes, there was light.
Congratulations.
There was light.
In any case,
Alima is looking at me like this as if she didn't have lights, and I had lights.
But do we really have lights, though?
There was light too.
Very interesting topic of discussion today, guys.
Yeah.
To break that conversation, very interesting.
Very important
But
conversation.
we woke up to a very interesting, heartbreaking video of Annie Dibia's brother putting out information about what happened to him yesterday, courtesy, and I use that word loosely, of her sister, whom had sent, according to him, thugs to come retrieve her car, a car he had taken without her permission, however, and he revealed certain things that were unsavory, one of which was a fact, or no, not a fact, was he alleged that she is a drug addict. But she's responded since. She's told about how she has tried to help this brother of hers, an elder brother, by the way, paid his children's school fees, hospital bills, bought him cars, has helped him with his loans and monies and all of that. It was very emotional what she wrote down. You could actually tell from the manner of which she was writing, and all went on and on and on. But then it got us thinking this morning about entitled siblings, you know, and how to... We've talked about this before, we didn't talk about entitlement and when people think that they're entitled to things that you have worked so hard to get.
Have spoken about it, and social media is becoming the death of us, whether we like it or not. It's creeping in like a virus, and it's eating deep, and it's not doing any good to us. Family is supposed to be an institution, or is an institution that's meant to protect you. Where it's an institution that shields you, that covers your shame. Do you get? Yeah. But social media has become that tool that's
tool for vitriol.
Exactly.
Just want to
has become a tool where that family essence is gradually, eroding.
I understand what you're saying,
fading away.
but I want to mention this tool something just before you land on. It's almost like it's almost like a knife or something. You can use it to make food, and you can use it to do what you want to do. It's just there. It's blank.
It's like money.
So exactly. People use it. Depends on the person. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but then where is all of its essence in this scenario? They have their issues. He had his personal issues with Annie. Why not have a private conversation and deal with it? Why come on a public platform? See, Annie has been through so much. Yes, I'm not saying she's perfect, who is? But she's got her issues, her personal family issues that she's dealt with for so many years. And then you come, her brother, her family that's supposed to protect her, is practically exposing her.
I'll tell you one thing, he actually thought
witnesses on a public platform.
He was doing something.
That is not fair.
But you were going to
Something what? Okay, this is what I have to say. First of all, I understand what MM is saying, but at the same time, I'll say the general notion of family being a protective shield, I will not agree with that.
Oh?
And the reason is because, to be honest, because not every family plays that responsibility. And to be honest, who actually said they are meant to be? That's the way I see it, Because I've had a lot of issues. I mean, there are families that are great, and they work greatly together, and they protect themselves and all of that. And it's amazing. But to be very honest, some of the most terrible things I've heard come from family members, because they are the ones that literally have those information, or that information about you that you literally don't want anyone. Do you understand?
True.
So if they decide to use that...
That's the case here.
That is the case here. And of course, blaming social media, just as Mike said, is like money, right? It depends on who... If you're good, money will be good. If you're evil, money... Do you understand? It's all about the intention. So social media, the same thing. Fine, these days we're seeing terrible stuff and everything. But yeah, back to the issue. Entitled siblings. How far is too far?
When social media gets involved, period.
No,
not even that. Even before social media.
Exactly. You see, there's something you even have to understand generally about news. Bad news makes the most. makes the most. It comes out there. Like, there's a lot that has been done via social media, good stuff. People have helped each other. People have gotten help. But you see, in this particular scenario, if anybody should, for this guy, depending on the circumstances that I see, if anybody, I don't think he has any moral or logical standpoint in this particular scenario, considering, first of all, that he's the elder sibling.
Yeah.
There's some responsibility that is laid upon him. You understand? And I understand, yes, some of the worst things have happened from family. But then, if anybody is to make sure that institution is there, it is laid upon the elder siblings in that category to do what they can.
Mike, I could give you a hug right now.
She's staying a white too.
Okay.
But that's it.
We know everybody's got their own opinion about it, and I'm sure that it's going to be tilting towards one direction. But let's hear yours. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC to let us know exactly what you feel about this story. We'll be back.
And we are back. Yes, it's Wake Up Nigeria, and with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Dida. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Whenever you see Dida here, you already know that we are baking or working with flour. Yeah. And this morning, she's making what we call churros.
Churros.
Churros. Never heard of that before, to be honest. And that's the amazing thing about Wake Up Nigeria. Some of our chefs here on the show, they come up with delicious recipes, which of course we'll be making this morning. So let's talk about churros and what it is, and let's run through the ingredients as well.
Okay, so churros is a Mexican dessert that is now loved by everyone. So
by everyone in Nigeria.
Everyone in Nigeria. So if you've not heard of churros,
yeah, I've never heard of it.
Thank God you're hearing from me now.
Right.
So it's nice. So it's just flour, consists of flour, egg, sugar, butter, and vanilla essence.
It seems like a really easy recipe.
Very easy.
So I can't wait for you to, get baking because, and we're frying, right?
Yeah,
we're actually frying. So it's like making puff-puff.
Yes.
Because these are like the basic ingredients for making puff-puff for donuts and the rest of it. Okay, so talk us through the process for making churros.
So I'm going to be adding my flour to I'll add my water to the pot with the butter.
Okay.
Then I'll add my flour and a tablespoon of sugar. Then stir together.
That's like making oats?
Yes, but it's like making, let me say, semo.
Ah,
yeah, so when it's now, I'll bring it out from the fire. When it's cooled down, I'll add my egg. Then put in my piping bag and fry.
Ooh.
So that's just basically everything.
Quite an interesting recipe. Like, it's somewhat strange because, I mean, like, you have to cook it first.
Yes.
Like, cook the flour before. Okay, so let's start the process because I'm really I'm pretty excited. I'm really actually stoked by it. So let's get our pan and start boiling or cooking. Yes, we have to cook first before we begin the frying process. If you missed out on the ingredients, it's right there on your screen, people. Yes, the weekend is upon us. We're gradually creeping into it. And if this is something that you'd like to try out over the weekend, please do not forget to also send us a video on all our social media platforms at TVC Connect with, frying churros. Yeah, you could say, oh, yeah, I actually learned this on the show, Wake Up Nigeria, and I did it. Well, it may not be perfect the first time, but hey, you can always keep trying to say practice makes perfect. On your screen right there, the ingredients, and yeah, you could there's for coating, there's chocolate, and you can also serve with carrots, apples, and pineapple juice. Yeah, it depends on what you want to have it with. I'm sure that the kids are definitely going to love this. Okay, so I see what we are doing. What are we doing right now?
So I'm adding my butter to my
So is this butter or margarine?
You can use either margarine or butter.
Okay, great. So we're going to wait for the butter to melt
into the
water. Okay, great. So how long do we cook that for?
For about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Depending on the heat of the fire.
Okay.
Yes.
So you keep stirring the butter?
Yes. Then I'll add my flour when it's melted completely.
Okay. And then when we put in the flour, what happens next?
Just stir, then bring it out and put it in a bowl and allow it to cook for about 5 minutes.
All right.
Before adding your egg. So it doesn't cook the egg while mixing it. Yes, it doesn't crumble the egg while mixing it. So you allow it to cool for a minute.
Okay, so at what point does the sugar go in?
This one is actually for coating. So this one, I'll add it to the hot water now to melt into the flour.
Yes, so it's important that you take note of what's happening here. I see that the sugar you're adding in the pot with water and butter
About a
is quite
tablespoon.
little.
A tablespoon.
Yeah, compared to the one that you're going to
coating.
add in the flour, right?
No, this one I'm using it to coat after frying the churros.
Oh, coating.
Yes.
Like how you have like sugar sprinkled on donuts.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
So I'll be mixing it with cinnamon.
Where's the cinnamon?
I'll be mixing it with cinnamon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically like, so are we like having a dip
Yes.
to go with the churro? Ooh,
Yes.
bougie. All right, I'm so stoked. You can tell that I am stoked about this morning's recipe. We are making churros. Yes. Have you heard of it? What do you think? I think it's going to be amazing by the time, you know, Chef Dida is done and ready to go. I can't wait to taste it, though, because I actually love pastries. And so right now we're waiting for the butter to melt in the water, and then we put in our flour. All right, great stuff happening here in the kitchen and on the show as well. We have an amazing artist with us on the couch with Mike. Take it away.
Yes, we do. It's Thursday, and of course, we have the best when it comes to art. We are joined by Dakpo Akintunde. He's a chartered architect and automotive design expert whose vehicle designs have actually been produced. Now, let me tell you some trivia that would interest you. He designed Nigeria's first indigenous car from scratch ever. This is the first time it happened by a Nigerian indigenous from scratch. It is great to have you. You are welcome, sir. And you all still had that one there, putting up something together for us. Yeah. It is great to have you. Now, let's talk about that design, that car you designed. Hopefully, we'll get the images for you to see. You designed Nigeria's first indigenous car. Right? Yes. Talk to us about it.
Many things spawned the idea for that car. The first thing is that we're 200 million people. We have a huge youth workforce. What are they all going to be doing? And the reason that they haven't been productive is why our money is approaching 800 to 1 to a pound. So I thought about doing an indigenous car that youths will be able to work on. So I designed it, and it was made by youths, and now we've done it. It's being exhibited at Lekki at the moment. At the moment? Yes.
When was this design? When did you start this design? When was it completed?
So this is this one being exhibited at Lekki is the second one.
Okay.
Is the working prototype.
Okay.
The first prototype was launched in October 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, and but like I must say this, yeah, that I'm the designer. I have a group of friends that have been backing me and sponsoring, paying, pushing it and everything.
Exactly. So, I mean, it takes a village, a whole team.
Exactly.
And all of that.
So they've been behind me. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. But let's talk about your origins as an artist and all of that. How did this all start for you? How did it all come together? Was it something that you? Let's talk about your origins.
Yeah. So I started as I did a year of art, but I thought fine art didn't quite capture the imagination that I wanted
everything
to do.
That was you or that is you.
Yes, so I went to do architecture at Unilag. Yes, and from architecture at Unilag, I went to the Royal College of Arts in London. It's a very, very elitist school. Selects only 10, 15 people every year.
Every year?
Yes, and I was very lucky that they selected me that year, you know, from...
How did you get in? Did you have to write an exam?
It's a portfolio review.
Oh, okay, portfolio review,
yeah,
all
so
right.
you have to see your work. So
what
out
you've
of
done.
65,000 portfolios, they took 10 portfolios from all over the world.
Okay.
So I was in the same class with like a lot of the chief designers across Europe today. Yeah, so...
All right. Now, wonderful. So, moving on from that, I've heard about a chartered accountant and all of that. A chartered architect. Now, that's the one that I've...
Yeah, a chartered architect is an architect registered in Nigeria. You know, because we have to do a lot of exams.
Okay.
To get there, yeah.
All right.
It's the chartering process.
Now, you also have a Netflix documentary which talks about you and your works and all of that. Does that make you feel accomplished as a person?
I think when Nigeria benefits from the work we do, you know, and we get more young people employed. We don't buy any trains from China anymore because there's no need to buy any trains from China. We don't import any cars from China anymore because there's no need for that.
Okay.
When we get to that level, I will feel fulfilled.
Now we know that car that we spoke about. You'll get to see it in a bit and all of that. But I like, I asked that question for a reason. I like that from where you are are saying that, look, there's still more to come and there's still somewhere to go. I love that. Moving forward, after designing this car, I can see from what you have here, this look futuristic in nature and all of that. What are your plans moving forward with such designs as this?
So going forward, you know, as we get more hands and we train more youths. You know, I lecture every Monday at a place called Semicolon at Chiaba. So as we get more, and we're even expanding to get an industrial design course, because this course is industrial design. Car design is industrial design. Design to build industry. Yeah. So as we get more people trained up, we will start to be able to do more interesting and ambitious design. Now,
moving forward, what do we need for these cars? Or especially this one you said is being displayed in Lekki and all that. What do we need for something like this to start being produced? What is the next stage? Where do we go from here?
So the next real stage really is infrastructure. Like me, for example, I've been working, like this is my friend's building site, for example.
Okay.
This is, you know, like, so we need research labs, because all the work I do, car design is really research and development for vehicle design. You understand? So I need people to give me a space to work. You understand? Like this car, for example, after it's exhibited, you know, I don't even know I'm taking it. You know, I'm probably going to have to vacate my own car park in space, you know, where I live, to put the car there, you know. So like I need people to, like schools and institutions, to give me workshop space, you know, and that workshop space should be about 200 square meters, because you need to stand back and look at the lines on the vehicle, you know, and that's what we really need.
All right, and where are you going with this? Is it support from a government? Is it a private sector? Is it something you want to be a private sector driven initiative?
So at the moment, it is private sector driven. Like I said, I've got a group of friends together that have been sponsoring every stage of this, you know. My rent for the past 6 years, they've been contributing money for it. That car was made 100% on diesel and the generator, and they bought the generator, they bought the diesel.
What does it cost? Can you give us an idea of what it costs to put that car together?
It cost a lot of money over 6 years, but like to build another one now, it will cost about 3 million naira. Yeah.
Is that going to be... looking at the kind of challenge, looking at the economy where it is at the moment.
And that is a local prototype.
Okay, a local prototype. So you're saying that if we want to mass produce on the level that you'd expect,
you're going to need a lot more than that.
It will drop down. It will drop down. But from what I can see from the car, it looks something that that will traverse a mountainous terrain. It's something that, you know, something for it can take anywhere. Why was it built as though we are at war? We're going to fight the battle.
So the reason why it was designed like this is because, you see, the car, I drive a Toyota Camry. Yeah? Okay. The laws that protect a Toyota Camry abroad are not here. So Okada and Danfo will cut in front of you and scratch you at will here, and nothing happens to you.
If I have this one, if you're Okada, you come near me and you come and stand. So it's just one thing I will do. After that thing, the next thing is they will touch you small.
Exactly. So once, if you're on Okada and on Danfo and you hit this once, you will never repeat that mistake. So this car has its own protection built in it, and that's what car design is about. It's not to just draw fancy shapes.
Wonderful.
It's to have some utilitarianism about it.
If we had 1 hour, we'd still be talking about this, but we have to go. What's the name of the car? Let's run up with that. What's the name of the car?
The Ivixi AUV.
The
Ivixi AUV.
Ivixi AUV.
Yes, the first one was the Ivixi AIV, Africa Ideal Vehicle. Okay. But this one is the Ivixi AUV.
What's the U?
Utility.
African Utility Vehicle. Thank you so much, Mr. Dapo. It was great to have you. And see you at the top. I hope to hear more of you. And by that time, I'll come and say, sir, let me come and test drive. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. All of you now, happy birthday. A big birthday shout out.
Sorry, please, there's one more.
There's one more. Which one? Which one
My
is that?
My mother.
Your mom? When is your mom's birthday?
The mother of all birthday. Like, I don't even understand what that's about.
Let's mommy catch
If I drop a picture here, this thing can scatter.
you scatter?
I used to scatter.
She's fine than you, Abby. I know she is.
Is that a question? Mommy, I love you.
What's mommy's
Happy birthday. Her name is Teresa.
You're saying we are pronouncing my mom's name. It's hard for me to pronounce my mom's name because she's my mom. I know.
I can feel the slap blow the sharp.
Clarissa, right?
Teresa. Happy birthday.
Happy
And the
birthday.
29th
Happy
of
birthday.
March was her birthday.
Okay.
Okay, so MM, of course, is looking amazing in the kitchen, cooking up some amazing things. So let's see what she's about.
Yes, we are making churros, yes. And Chef Dida has been hard at work. Hello, Dida.
Hi.
Hi. So Dida has been using her side eye. So literally poke at me that, hey, Auntie, if this thing doesn't turn out well, it's your fault. Yes, so let's talk through the ingredients for our churros and where we're at right now.
So after the oil and water, I added my vanilla essence to the water and
Let's
sugar.
talk about what's in here.
So after boiling it from the fire, I had to bring it into a bowl.
What do we have in here? What do we have in the bowl?
We have the flour
Okay.
and the egg.
Yeah, and
in the
then
bowl.
you have your...
Yes.
Okay, you know what?
vanilla essence
Talk us through the
and-
process from the beginning, from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, so I added water and butter on the fire.
Okay.
Then poured my sugar and vanilla essence.
Okay.
Then after simmering for about 5 minutes, I added my flour to it,
Okay.
mix it, then pour it into a bowl to allow it cool for some time.
Which we have in here.
Then
Great.
added my egg to it.
Okay.
So after mixing for a while, I have to use my piping bag next to fry it.
Okay. So we have our hot oil
yeah.
already in the pan, and we're going to start frying. Do you like add onions? Can you add onions to just give it that extra
Yeah, I did.
flavor?
I did.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Sometimes I put ginger too.
Ah, I love ginger. I feel like it's a must-have, really, because it's got like really amazing nutritional benefits. Okay, now it's time to start frying. So what if you don't have a piping bag? What do?
You have to.
You have to go get it. So you have to get that shape, right?
So you can get this at any cake store
Okay.
for 200 naira or so.
Ah, that
Yeah,
cheap.
very
Ooh, I didn't
cheap.
know that one.
Yeah.
Then what about this nylon?
This is the pipe. This is the nylon. This is the piping.
Also,
bag.
like the complete set, it
Yeah.
comes in. Oh, okay, great.
So all I just do now is pipe to the fire.
Okay, great. Let's see that. Let's see that. Oh. And I see that you are making a dip here earlier on. What do we have here?
Chocolate dip.
Chocolate dip. So you melted chocolates, right? Great. Love it. So how long is this going to fry for?
About 2 minutes on each side.
2 minutes
Yeah.
on each side.
But if you can't do it this way, most people pipe on it.
And
baking
then-
tray,
okay, and then pick it
allow
up.
to set
Okay.
and pick it up and put it in.
Oh, great.
So if you can't do it
great.
this way, you can still do it the other way.
Oh, nice. This is one pastry that I think the kids are going to absolutely love. We have, this is something that you can definitely try out this weekend. Yes, we have to go on a quick break now. People, stay with us. It's the top of the hour. We'll be right back.
There is nothing more pleasurable than opening your beautiful eyes and realizing that every day we definitely get another chance to try again, to love again, to smile again,
Aw,
and of
so
course
beautiful.
to win again.
Aww. If she didn't say so herself, I mean, win free to win again. Hey, so hey, we're
get it,
thankful
you get it.
to be back again for another hour, second hour of Wake Up Nigeria. We promise a premium show, even if it's just 45 minutes left. Now, I hope the first hour that you got everything that you wanted, especially that groove that we brought with us.
Yeah.
If you didn't, here's a second dose.
Definitely, and the next 45 minutes promises to be nothing short of amazing.
Yes, indeed. Oh, by the way, inside the kitchen, it's been amazing as well. Emily looking good and Chef Dita doing her thing.
Thank you very much, Zeno. Anyways, I'm not the breakfast you all will be eating today. Here it is.
Wow,
we can't wait.
nicely put. By the way, I'm ready to wear by men.
Thank you, my darling.
Like, my brain already started twitching, like, literally, like.
Tell them,
You might as well have a seizure.
Tell them. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the MM show, but let's get back to Wake Up Nigeria. In any case, let's set the show on wheels now. Let's let it go where it's supposed to. And that's till the end, where we have everything all locked down for you for a Thursday edition here. My name is Mazino Appeal.
My name is Winfrey Daniel Alcola, and as you know, we like to do on Thursdays, all about arts. We've seen one part of it, and there's many more to come.
Yes. So, remember, stream the show live, tvcentertainment.tv, and also on Facebook where we're live right now. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Please download the app as well. Don't forget. It's on iOS and also on Google Play Store. I love skits. It can take your entire time, every single time. If you just start on one, it's like a rabbit hole. You just keep going. Fantastic.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. All of them. So then the whole.
I know.
Don't throw you back as you're Benny.
In any case, something to make you laugh, and another thing to was that the information that we received after the what do you call it? Vandalism at the Abuja stadium. And it also was reported that someone actually lost his life.
So we mentioned it during the news, of course. He was a calf doctor, Kalungu, that's his name. He was a calf doctor who was that match. He was in charge of that match and all of that. And so there were varying reports. There were reports about that it was a stampede and all of that. But actually, reports have come out and no, it wasn't a stampede. He was on his way to the dressing room while the chaos was happening and all of that, and he suffered from some form of a heart attack. And they tried to resuscitate him, and by the time he got to the hospital, he had passed on. So this brings even a darker cloud over what the incidents of that day. It was quite a lot. Nigerians, that day, it was like Nigerians were venting out their anger. It seemed like the only last thing.
I hate hearing that, Mike. I'm so sorry.
No,
when
it's not venting out their anger. Anyway, I'm not trying to exculpate anybody.
Please,
It was entire rubbish. You know, I mean, apart from music, someone said apart from music, right? Yeah, music is where they've been putting on. Football is some other thing that wants to give us joy.
It's a religion in Nigeria.
You know, but there was no, I mean, my friend, I had 2, 3 friends there. They were sending me, when I mean friends, I mean friends, not people I know. You know, my people, I had to be, guys, are you okay? We wanted them to go there, hey, send us videos. They were sending us videos. We're at the stadium and all of that. And then this happened. You know,
a lot of people were actually looking forward to the game because, I mean, a lot of people were psyched about it and really hopeful that Nigerians were going to win the match. And then, you know, the sad events happened.
Took place. Tomorrow, that's what we're doing.
We keep on saying that we are going to we need to hold our leaders accountable. Where is our own individual responsibilities in this sort of thing?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow at the big game, it's all about the review of that particular game and what went down. Stay with us. The news is right up.
Well, good to see you again. This is the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. In Lagos, they count down to the 7 days eviction notice served on traders at the Airport 1 section of the Eko Bridge is gradually winding down. But the traders are still appealing with the state government to come up with an alternative spot for them. Sarah Ayeko reports.
Less than 24 hours to the expiration of a 7-day ultimatum, traders have shelved days of protest to remove their goods and property around and under the Apongbo section of Eko Bridge. A fire incident which erupted at about 2 a.m. last Wednesday reduced a once busy market to ashes. Traders looking lost. Some are standing around the debris, uncertain of what the future holds. It's a race against time. In the midst of the chaos, one of them tell me, they are coming. They are coming tomorrow. We don't have much time. If they meet us here, they will take everything. On Monday, during the government inspection of the damage on the Eko Bridge, traders drawn from 6 market associations had tried appealing to the government to rescind the ultimatum, but that didn't seem to work. Stationed under the bridge is an army vehicle and personnel on hand to enforce the directive.
We are ready to obey them. There's nothing we can do. Nobody is more than the government. We have no power. We just have to obey them and remove all the containers. And that's what you can see we are doing now. There's no space on the Lagos Island that they can provide for all those people here. But we just have to obey them. The laws comes first before any other thing. So we just have to obey them. There's nothing we can do. So we are still appealing. If they can still reconsider us. That's why we are doing all this. It's not as if we are saying we don't agree. We don't agree, we don't accept. But we are appealing to them to please consider us.
The Echo Bridge has since been shut, with motorists along the 3rd Mainland Bridge and adjoining bridges having to spend longer hours in traffic. The 7-day ultimatum was given to all traders and illegal occupants under the bridges in Lagos and other parts of Nigeria. But it remains to be seen whether, while Akpongbo Ibutero is cleared, will the government go ahead to enforce this order in other affected areas. Sarah Yeku, TVC News, Lagos.
Welcome back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. Now it's time for our book chat segment. And we have with us Nancy Ekpezu. She is she's an author, and we're here to review her book titled Tips on How to Get Ahead as a 21st Century Educator. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Pleased to be here.
Same here. Now, this teachers play a very critical role in our lives, even as children. They basically serve a purpose, and they usually, in most cases, fulfill them. We can't do without teachers. They're like they're very, very important, basically. And your book here highlights, different. It's more like a letters that you wrote to teachers on how to, in their relations to, different facets of the educational system, in their relationships with parents, the students, social media, technology. And here I would like to talk about what it means to be a great teacher. Yeah. Here you wrote a letter to them talking. So yeah, let's what came to mind?
First of all, I wrote this series of letters from the core of my heart, based on my observations over the years.
As a teacher
and a school administrator who's worked with teachers. So that part of what it takes to be a great teacher was my observation. That great teachers must have a love for children. You can't teach kids without loving them. And it takes loving them to develop a relationship with them that makes them want to come to you, that makes them want to tell you about themselves, and all of that. And great teachers have a love for learning, And if you're in an environment where you're teaching, you must constantly also be refilling yourself, more or less, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And whatever it is you were taught in school at some point becomes obsolete. And so you must constantly be updating and developing yourself and, taking one professional course or the other, networking, and all of that.
All right. I have a daughter who's at school. So I understand the importance of having a relationship with your child's teacher. And here you highlighted that that relationship is very important.
Yes, it is.
And then there are also a few teachers that I know, because to be honest, it's not all of the teachers that I've had a good relationship with. Because that, it's, it has to do with, sometimes some of them have a certain perception that, I would rather not. So talk us through the importance of having that, or fostering that relationship with your child's teacher, or vice versa.
First, the relationship has to be two-way. The parents have to make the effort, and the school has to also make the effort, and especially the teacher of that particular child, And one of the things I find out from teachers is that they're always quick to talk to parents when there are...
Talk to them?
Quick to talk to the parents when there are issues. When the child is not behaving well, doesn't do his homework, bullies another child. But that's not really having a relationship with the parents of your children.
I'd like to know.
Having a relationship starts from the first day your child is enrolled and gets into a teacher's class. There must be a letter of introduction. You should introduce yourself. This is who I am. These are my philosophies about education. This is how my class runs. This is how the year is going to be with your child. This is how often I'm going to communicate, and this is how I'm going to do it. Maybe via emails, via a WhatsApp group, if that's allowed by the school, and all of that. And another would be to take time to understand the child from the parent's perspective. Yeah, there's a homeschool connection that helps in learning that teachers often ignore. There's some things about a child that only the parents know. And if they bring that information to you through that relationship, it helps you relate to the child better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about a chapter here where you talked about the educator and the boss.
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah.
And here you said that more than half of people who leave their jobs do so because of their relationships with their boss.
Oh, that's true.
Why do you think this is, important?
There's something about your mental health at work that comes from the relationships you have. And when a work environment is toxic and is actually encouraged by the boss, you're not likely to last on that job. And I speak from experience.
Okay, you want to share any of your experience?
Oh, yes, I've had to leave a job I enjoyed thoroughly until a boss came on the scene.
Wow, and then you had to leave even though you were passionate about it?
I was passionate about it, but, it's very frustrating to work with someone who's never been trained to handle people, who lacks emotional intelligence, and who encourages office politics in a very toxic manner. So after a while, it's going to impact on your performance, no matter how passionate you are, because you don't work with machines. You work with people, and they're humans with emotions, and all of that.
Yeah, talking about emotional intelligence, that's something that it's a skill that a lot of people lack.
Oh, okay.
And I have even seen it, especially even in the education system here in Nigeria. Not a lot of people have it, especially people who you think should have it. Yeah. Now, so let's talk about how its importance in being an educator.
Oh, very. You can't be a great educator without working on your emotional intelligence.
Especially because you're working with kids.
Exactly. That would explain all of the things going on, why a teacher would beat a child to death, and, so many things going on. It's all about, lack of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Because if you know what the impact your presence does in the life of a child and how everything you say impacts on them, how everything you do impacts on them, then you will be very cautious.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is definitely a must-have for every teacher out there. I'm so glad that you wrote this because, I believe that there's so much attention given to children, and there's not so much attention given even to the teachers. People who are giving these children, helping them through their purpose in life. Thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
You're welcome.
Oh, we're here. Tell you what, we were so excited to have Bumi Africa on as a performer for poetry, but we decided to keep her here with us. You are welcome, Bumi.
Thank you.
We've met before.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes, we have.
Yeah. Okay, cool, nice. But I never knew you were into poetry.
Yeah, I wasn't at the time.
Oh, really?
I'd barely started. I was still scribbling in the notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that rendition seemed like you've been doing this for over a decade. I'm stunned. If you say that as far back as 4 or 6 years ago when I met you, you hadn't started, then that is like, where would you be in the next 10 years? That's going to be epic.
Yeah, I hope so.
Do you have any role models that you want to be like when it comes to poetry?
No one. There's definitely people I appreciate in the poetry industry, but I wouldn't say anyone is necessarily my role model. There's people like Wana Udobang, Titi Nokwaya Shonuga, yes. Elisa Hicks. Yeah, there are amazing people like that that definitely inspire me.
Yeah. And for one person that you mentioned, Wana, she's taken up poetry not just as an embodiment of expressions, vocal expressions, but she's also gone by way of art as well to try and express them in a human form. I'm wondering if you've seen that.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, very nice stuff. But we're not going to talk about that. Let's talk about you and the fact that you released a body of work only just today.
Yes.
Why today?
It's the last day of International Women's Month.
Nice.
Absolutely perfect day.
Okay, what's it called?
So the album is titled In Honor of the Broken.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to ask, yeah? I have to ask.
Yes.
Why In Honor of the Broken?
Okay, so basically the album talks about some traumatic experiences of a woman, or I would say of women in society. From love to, gender-based violence, sexual abuse, and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely.
Were any of these personal experiences that you felt that you had to tell?
Yes.
Do you want to share what these personal experiences were?
That's a little too personal.
Well, it's television, and it helps the ratings.
But, the entire album is about my life. I think with every story on the album,
I went through it. I can say for a fact I went through it.
Oh, wow. That's interesting to note, and I'm definitely going to be listening to that. So let's talk about poetry and International Women's Day, Women's Month generally, the month of March. We took a good look at everything women, and we tried to, as much as we can, make sure that we honored the womankind. But you are doing that by way of poetry. You've released your work. What does it mean to you being a woman? What does it mean to you, the attention that this month has brought to womanhood?
Okay, so it is very important for all attention, all eyes, all ears to be on ground for women this month because, I mean, we go through a lot in society. You look at the records of sexual assault, gender-based violence. You look at the kind of gender inequalities, pay gaps, and things like that. What other time would there be to be talking about those issues? So it's very important that we carve out some time, especially like this month, to, you know, address those issues, to shine light on those issues.
Yeah, we took an entire 1/12 of the year just to focus on women, so...
I think we should take the entire year, but okay.
Come on, stop. Then what do we have left for men? But something very interesting happened this month, and it got a lot of women talking. It was in the entertainment space, and I'm going to have to talk about this again.
It was what?
In the entertainment space, and I'm talking about the Oscars. Now, the Oscars was overshadowed by 6 seconds of passion, and I'm talking about the Will Smith deliberate slap. That's Chris Rock now. Now, many people argued that he was standing up for his wife, a woman. Now, as a woman who's advocative for the womankind, what would you say? What do you think? Give us your thought on that instance.
I mean, I don't think violence is ever the way, to be honest. You say you're defending a woman. I don't think you should be doing it by now displaying another act of violence. I think instead you should be calling out the wrong things people are doing and making sure there are consequences for it. And let the right authorities handle it if it comes to like a physical issue. But going there when a woman is not in immediate physical danger to, you know, try and be violent, that's too much. That is ridiculous on all counts.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much for saying that, because on Twitter, it became a very, it almost became a bit annoying to see that people thought, especially women, thought that it was very correct, it was very okay for him to have done that, stand up for your woman, and even advocating that other men should take example of that. Personally, I didn't really, you know, think that it was espoused to that. But yeah, let's get back to your poetry now. What are we looking at in the next couple of years from you? Noting that you only just started a couple of years ago. Are you taking this professionally now? Are we seeing you do something real big soon?
This is literally all I'm doing right now with my life.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Do you have any other people on board with you? Like a forum or, you know?
Of course, there are like other poets, but not necessarily like a forum or anything. There's a community for sure, especially in Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah, there is a poetry community, but not necessarily. We're not like a group or something.
All right, All right, so we have a piece of yours that we're going to take now so people can even also continue to see this great talent that you have. Only a couple of years old, by the way, and so they understand why I really appreciate what you do.
All right. Beautiful poets there. And yes, we're in the kitchen here with Chef Dida. Mike, have you ever had churros before? Do you even know what it is?
What is churros, first of all? Let's start from there. What is it made of? Because someone told me that.
It's a Mexican pastry.
This is from Mexico?
Yeah.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah.
Ah. So, okay. Is it time for us to... So I'm quality control in this place. They call me QC. I'm sure that everything is...
Oh, God, don't quality control anything.
Why are you having sugar in it now?
That's the essence of the dessert.
That's the essence,
yes, because it doesn't have sugar in it that much.
Okay. Okay, but before I do that, what do we have this for?
Okay, it's for the juice.
For the juice?
Yes.
I love apple. They say an apple a day...
keeps the doctor away.
Ah, okay. So before I do the apple, when you're in the kitchen now, I want to teach you some kitchen etiquette. You wash your hands first.
By the way, Mike is making it look as if, I'm the one that told him to go and wash his hands, so people of God, don't mind him.
If I cook for you here like this,
I don't understand. Well, are you fighting with someone? Are you fighting with the apple? Okay, churros, Mike, what are you doing?
Calm down now. I want to give you Mexican style.
All right, no problem.
You understand?
See. The way you're holding that knife, it's worrisome.
Slice round.
I should slice round?
I want it round.
You want it round?
Yes.
I want to give you some...
I would really actually like to hear Bumi Africa give a spoken word prose about these churros. Because she says she's often inspired by the things that she sees.
You want to put her on the spot?
Are you looking... Yeah, I mean, are you looking at this...
Poetry and onion rings.
Bumi?
That's not going to happen.
Oh, it's not? Oh, wow.
Don't put it on the spot. Come on, Evan.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Wait, what do you want
You know, I've always wondered about the churros.
Churros.
Yeah. Drop some. Can you?
Hey, Mike, just pick it up and drop it. Pick it up and drop it.
Eh? Drop it.
Pick it
Drop
up
it. Drop
and
it.
drop it.
Drop it. There's not a drop it in your mouth.
Churros in my mouth. Yo, that's my mouth. Yo, that's this.
No, you need to tell us how does it feel when it goes into your mouth. It gives that crunch. You hear the crunch? You hear it? All right, we need to invite Bumi now to the kitchen.
Yeah, Bumi, please. The last thing I want is a crunch.
This morning that Shemida has for us.
Take care of our guests.
Yes, I will. Welcome. Please have a seat. I was going to call you churros now. Please have a seat, Bumi.
There's juices with these churros.
Yes, so
There's juices.
Chef Dida came prepared. Welcome, darling. Welcome. And yes, so we have churros here. Have you had churros before?
No, never.
Never had churros. Ooh, it'll be nice.
Why using accent to say the never? Never. Never.
Never.
Yeah, and then we have some orange juice and apple to go with. And of course, yes, so you also have the churros with a dip, a chocolate dip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. So you can please spread the word, tell people that, oh, yeah, I was invited on the Wake Up Nigeria show, and I had this interesting recipe for the first time.
This carrot juice?
Yeah.
Yes. This
carrot juice?
And apple. Yeah.
Whoa. Dida. Now you're just showing off.
No.
All right, so please, yeah, would like you to. So that's, what do you have sprinkled there again?
Sugar.
And cinnamon, right?
Sugar, cinnamon.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is what we're waiting
Let's
for.
give it.
Thank you.
Great. So now you're getting that inspiration to say something?
Not really.
Well done, Chef Dida. And of course, we have Mazzino and Winfrey on the couch.
Who are too close to each other, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey. Listen, you don't have to be jealous, Mike. I mean, it's not everything you get to have.
Danny, stay one place.
In any case, we can't wait to taste that because Bumi Africa's, the look on your face when you put that in your mouth, it was beautiful. No crunch, by the way. That was okay. But we want to taste that.
What do you want to taste?
I don't understand, Mazzino. I'm the one that's going to explain or describe what she's feeling in her mouth. In her mouth.
Okay.
Anyways, it's been an amazing show. And of course, tomorrow is going to be even more amazing because it's game.
Yes!
Thank you so much to all our guests that came on the show today. I mean, how was the experience for you today?
Fantastic. I actually loved it, especially our guests we had in for arts. The artist played the architect with the car.
Yeah.
I really want to meet him. I want to test drive his cars right away. I thought it was very interesting. And Bumi, thank you for putting the crown on our show for today. That's fantastic.
Of course. And of course, thanks to our chef.
Yes,
well done.
Really.
And Mazzino, how many of you want to test drive Jack Oscar? Mike wants to test drive it. You want to test drive
it?
They will drive it.
Well, yeah, if it's available.
Mazzino should go and drive Okada.
That was the man on our display segment, by the way. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Bumi, for being here. All right. Have an amazing day, people. Bye-bye.
Bye.